So, you're thinking of moving to Bluffton, South Carolina. In today's video, I'm going to take you through the top 10 Bluffton neighborhoods broken down by sales volume or number of transactions. So stay tuned and let's get started. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about the current market in the South Carolina Lowcountry. My name is David Simcox, host of Lowcountry Lifestyles and a local realtor. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you and you and you and you looking to make their move to the South Carolina Lowcountry, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're making your move in 3 days or 3 months, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below, so I can help you find your Lowcountry lifestyle. So in today's episode, we are going to be looking at the top 10 Bluffton neighborhoods. And these are not necessarily my favorites. These are the top 10 by volume of transaction or number of transactions. So again, not my favorite. I'm not trying to direct you guys to any particular neighborhood. Just want to share some information about the top 10 neighborhoods. So coming in at number 10. Number 10, we have Colleton River. And Colleton River is right here. If you look on my map, and you can see it's just like it sounds on the river on this side of Bluffton. So this is Bluffton right here, and this is just on the other side of 278. And Colleton River is 1,500 acres. There are about 680 homes. It is a private golf course, meaning only the folks who live in Colleton River are able to play at these golf courses. They have a Jack Nicklaus golf course and they have a Pete Dye golf course. They also have a professional training facility and a 6-hole Augusta style par 3 course for practicing. And they have a Stan Smith tennis facility. They also have a junior Olympic pool, a fitness center, and a community dock over here on the Colleton and Chichessie rivers. And just to give you an idea for price points, you've got 1.95 million, 3.5 million, 1.9, here's a 13 million. Woo, that's a nice one. 1.2, 2.1, and 1.7. So that just gives you an idea. And now I'm going to jump in my car and I'm going to drive around the neighborhood and show you a few of these houses. So let's go. All right, so coming in at number 9, we've got Belfair, and Belfair in the last year has had 44 transactions. And Belfair is right over here. It's next to Colleton River, which we just went over. And Belfair is also a private golf club. And Belfair is around 1,100 acres. There are about 730 home sites. There are 2 championship Tom Fazio golf courses. Again, they are private, so you have to live there in order to play. And you can see this is just on the other side of 278. Also, this is Old Town Bluffton right here. And they also have a 29-acre golf learning center. They have a health and fitness center. They've got 6 Hard-True tennis courts. Hard-True is like a clay that a lot of tennis players prefer because it's easier on their knees. They also have 2 grass courts, which I think is really cool. And it is overlooking the Colleton River right here, as you can see. And they have an initiation fee of $70,000. That's a one-time fee. And they have a fee of $19,000 per year. And that also includes the golf. So again, price points in here, 1.2, 999,000, that's a deal. 1.4, 1.6, 1.7, 2.1, 1.5, 1.4, and 1.2. So that gives you an idea of price points. And now I'm going to jump in my car again and drive you through Belfair so you can just get a quick idea of some of the architecture. So hang tight, let's go. Right, so we are coming in at number 8. Number 8 is The Landings at New Riverside. And The Landings at New Riverside had 44 sales in the last year. And part of that is because it's a new construction community. If you look right here on the map, you can see these have already been developed, and these over here are the new construction areas. This is a new construction development in Pritchardville. So you can see right here is the Old Town Bluffton area, and right over here is Pritchardville. It's still considered Bluffton. This is a Pulte development. These are homes starting really in the 500s. They have 1 and 2 story plans. They have wooded and lagoon views. They have resort style amenities. They have a 0 entry pool. They have tennis. They have pickleball. You can walk to the 40-acre New Riverside Park right here by this barn. So right over here on this corner, this area, they have a big red barn, and they're developing that into a 40-acre park. And they have access to the New River Linear Trail, which is right along this road right here. And that goes all the way out almost to Palmetto Bluff, and it's a beautiful wooded trail that goes through the woods. They have 0.5% transfer fee, which isn't much, and their annual POA dues are only $1,608 this year. So pretty darn good deal. It is also gated. That is the Landings at New Riverside. Now, again, I'm going to jump back in my car and do a quick little drive through so you can get a feel for some of the homes and some of the architecture. So let's go. So coming in at number 7 is Rose Hill Plantation. And Rose Hill Plantation had, how many did we have on this one? Rose Hill had 47 transactions last year. And Rose Hill is only 7 miles from Hilton Head Island. So nice proximity over here to Hilton Head Island. It is considered Bluffton. And the interesting thing about Rose Hill is it's actually half of it is on one side of 278 and half is on the other side of 278. So this south side of 278 is considered the golf course side. And on that golf course side, there is a Rose Hill Golf Club, which right now is a public golf course, so anybody can golf there. And then on the north side, it is what they consider the equestrian or the estate side. And they actually have equestrian facilities. They have a big polo field here that you can see. They have polo matches, and these are bigger lots. So these could be anywhere from like half an acre up to a couple of acres. These are a little more expensive on this side. As you can see, 1.4, 1.6, 1.2. They have horse trails all throughout here. They have a day dock down on the river, and they have a clubhouse down there as well. There are pools throughout both sides, the golf and the equestrian side. The golf side, you can see prices are closer to the 500s. Maybe they get up a little bit higher than that. But Rose Hill is absolutely a beautiful community, and their transfer fee is about $2,500 per year, and their POA fee right now is $2,500 a year. It doesn't matter if you live on the golf side or if you live on the equestrian side or the estate side. You have access to amenities on both sides. and the fees are the same. So let's go ahead and jump right back in the car. I'm going to do a quick drive through so you can see some of the homes and architecture in Rose Hill, and then we'll get on to the next one. Coming in at number 6, we have Malind Bluff. And Malind Bluff is another new construction community offered by Pulte. And we looked at the landings at New Riverside earlier, and this is another development that they are working on. And this is a really cool development. So if you look over here, this is Old Town Bluffton. So it's a little bit further away, but it's actually a really convenient location right off of 170, especially if you're going to be commuting over to the Beaufort area. So a lot of guys that work at the air station or work over in Beaufort, this is a really great new community. And the homes in here you can see are ranging 400, 500, they go up into the 600s. But this is going to be really cool. It's going to be a gated community. They are going to have a day dock down on the river that you can kayak or pull a boat up. And they're going to have a swimming pool right down on the river, so the view is going to be absolutely gorgeous. They're going to have pickleball, they're going to have a playground, and it is a gated waterfront community. And Pulte has some really great open modern floor plans that people really love. And so I definitely urge you to take a look at this community, and really very reasonable. So no transfer fee as of right now, and their POA fee is only $1,782 a year, which I think is a really good bang for the buck. And that could change in the future, but pretty good for right now. Again, let's jump back in my car. Let's head out to Malind Bluff. Let's drive around and take a look at a few of the houses. Coming back to you at number 5, we have Hampton Hall. Hampton Hall is a private golf community, and it has an 18-hole Pete Dye golf course. So right here off of May River Road and Buckwalter Parkway, pretty close to Old Town. So right here is Old Town Bluffton, and coming along May River Road here and Buckwalter Parkway, you have Hampton Hall. And Hampton Hall is a resort-style private golf club. There's about 1,000+ acres, and if I zoom in here, you can see it's just an absolutely gorgeous golf community. Pricing in here right now, 1.3 million, 800,000, 900,000, 1.1, 1.2, 660. That looks like a pretty good deal. 800,000, and they had 59 sales last year, so that's why they came in at number 5. They also have indoor and outdoor swimming. So they have an indoor pool, which makes them pretty unique. They're one of the few communities in Bluffton that has indoor swimming pool, which I think is awesome, even though there's not that many months here that are cold enough that you don't want to swim outside. They've got tennis courts and a lot of other really great amenities. Their transfer fee right now is around $24,000, and their annual POA fee just for the social membership is $4,720. If you want the golf privileges, there are going to be other golf packages that you can choose from, but you're not required to have the golf membership. So again, quite a bit of bang for the buck. It is a gated community. It's a very beautiful, exclusive, kind of high-end community. And I'm going to jump right back in my car and drive you around Hampton Hall just so you can get a feel for some of the houses and architecture. One of the things I wanted to point out on that, it is known for having slightly bigger lots. So 1/3 of an acre to 1/2 an acre. If you don't want to be right up on your neighbor, it's a good option. So let's get in the car. Let's go for a drive. we are back. We are at number 4. Number 4 is Hampton Lake. And Hampton Lake had 64 transactions in the past year, which made it number 4. And Hampton Lake was actually voted America's Best Club. And it is a private gated community. And the cool thing about Hampton Lake, if you zoom in here, you'll see there are lakes that are interconnected all throughout this community. And the lakes, I think there's 165 acres of lakes and completely stocked, wonderful fishing, and you can boat throughout this entire community. So it is no wake zone, but still it's great for going out for an evening cocktail cruise, or you do a little fishing. Really, really cool. And they have 345 acres of nature preserve. So as you zoom in here, you'll see all this extra green space, and that is nature preserve. And they definitely want to keep it like that. And they have several amenity centers. One of the amenity centers is called Lakeside Village, and they have a resort style pool with a splash pad for kiddos and playgrounds. And they also have an adult only pool at that area, and they have a sandy beach area with like tiki huts, and they have an outdoor tiki hut bar area that people hang out during the summertime. And it really is like living at a resort. It's really awesome. And then they have another amenity center over in the newer section, which actually has a place called Crystal Lake, and it's its own enclosed lake with white sand beach, and you can swim in there. And then they've got a pool beside there with its own bar and grill, and it's really, really awesome. And of course, they've got all the other amenities. We've got a restaurant in there called Backwater Bill's. You can rent boats if you don't have a boat. You can go out kayaking or canoeing. And there's a reason that it was voted best America's favorite club. It's really awesome. Prices here, you've got just over $1 million here, 1.2 million, 685,000. You've got 1.2, 800,000. 1.7. So I think you're probably pretty close to $1 million in there. And their transfer fee is reasonable, only $875. And the POA fee is, I think, a great deal for everything that you get in there. $3,838 per year to live in this community. And again, I'm going to jump in my car, zoom around, show you some of the houses. And actually, if you look at my Bluffton vlog tour, I did feature a house in that in Hampton Lake, and I zeroed in on some of the amenities a little more. So if you want to check out that video, you'll see the amenities. And let's go for a drive. Let's check it out. So we are moving on to number 3, and number 3 is Palmetto Bluff. And Palmetto Bluff had 88 transactions in the past year. And Palmetto Bluff is probably, in my opinion anyway, people will debate this, but in my opinion, probably the most exclusive, luxurious neighborhood in all of the Southeast. And I mean, celebrity sightings are a very common thing out at Palmetto Bluff. It is right down here on the map, and right on the May River, the Cooper River, and the New River. So they have 32 miles of riverfront down here, and it is like a world unto itself. Once you cross through the gates and go into Palmetto Bluff, you feel like you have entered into a new world. And it's considered Bluffton. It's right here off of May River Road, and then you come back down this road and you go into Palmetto Bluff. And they have all kinds of different lifestyles here. So they've got houses that are like in a village setting, and then they also have these estates that are behind their own gates, where they might have 5 or 10 acres of their own private estate, behind a gate behind a gate, I guess you could say. But it actually is very historic area because Palmetto Bluff was once a big area that was owned by a very rich banking family out of New York, and they would come down here and they had a 40+ room mansion that eventually burned down, but the ruins of the mansion are still at Palmetto Bluff and you can still see them. But they've turned it into a very high-end exclusive neighborhood with literally everything you could ever want to do for the ultimate low country lifestyle. So they have a dock, they have boating, they have a dry dock so they can take your boat out of the water and store it for you. If you don't have a boat, they have boats that are owned by the community. You can have a private captain take you out fishing, take you on a champagne cruise, take you on a dolphin viewing cruise. They have fitness centers. They have their own restaurants out at Palmetto Bluff. The majority of them are only available to the folks who live in there. Some of them are available to the folks staying at the hotel out there, which is Montage. It's a very high-end luxury hotel. And then there is a handful of restaurants that are available to the general public. So if you want to go in and drive around and just check it out, you can go and go to a couple of their restaurants. They've got high-end shopping. They have all kinds of events. So if you're living in there and you look at their event calendar, they literally have something planned almost every day of the week for their residents. I think I counted like 20 to 30 events per month on their event calendar, which I think is absolutely awesome. They have their own shooting range. They have their own equestrian center. They have horseback riding. They've got all kinds of trails through the woods. They put on a thing once a year called the Buffalo Run, which is a run through the woods. And I think they even have like a 50-mile run. It's actually really, really cool. But if you want to see some prices here, 2.3, 1.5, 2.7, 2.5, 2.9, but they do get higher, 3.6, 5.9, 3.5, 4.7. You get the idea. But anyway, initiation fee at Palmetto Bluff is $30,000. Transfer fee is another the trust fee, I guess that goes to the conservation, is 0.25%. And their POA fee is $9,410 per year, which does not include the golf privileges. That just is for the rest of the lifestyle. So it gives you access to everything except the golf. And they do have golf packages as well. So with that being said, let's jump in the car. Let's head out to Palmetto Bluff, drive around, and you can see some of the absolutely gorgeous architecture in Palmetto Bluff. We are getting close to the end of the list. We are at number 2, and number 2 is Mill Creek at Cypress Ridge. And they had 151 transactions in the last 365 days. So that brings them in at number 2 on our top 10 list of Bluffton neighborhoods. And you can see this is over in the Pritchardville area again. So this is Old Town. You go down May River Road, you get to Pritchardville, the little traffic circle, turn, and it is also the second largest neighborhood in all of Bluffton. So amazing. They have the second largest number of transactions in the last year. And Mill Creek at Cypress Ridge is really a great community because they have some wonderful amenities and very reasonable fees. So a lot of bang for your buck. They've got 2 amenity centers. So they've got the older section and the newer section, and in the older section, or the section that was built first, they have the sports complex, which has a resort style pool. It's got a lazy river. It's got splash pads for the kiddos. And I mean, it is really like living on vacation. They also have basketball courts, tennis courts. They've got all kinds of things to do. There's walking trails throughout the community and big, gorgeous fountains out in the lagoons. And over in the newer section, they also have a swimming pool, but they also have indoor pickleball, which I think is really, really awesome. And the cool thing about Mill Creek at Cypress Ridge, the POA fees, actually the transfer fee is $2,628 per year, and the POA fee is only $2,628 per year, which I think is a steal for the amount of amenities and lifestyle that you're getting. And they have really something for everybody. So they've got they have standalone homes, they have townhomes, they have ranch style homes. They even have a little section within here which is behind its own gate, and it's a maintenance free area. So if folks want to live in there and they don't want to have to mess with their lawn care or pressure washing or anything like that, you can pay a few extra $100 per year and live completely maintenance free in your house, which I think is really great. Pricing, so here's just $529,000, $460,000, $385,000. I think this is a townhome at $371,000, $389,000, and $475,000. So that just gives you a real rough range. And again, I'm going to jump in my car like we always do. I'm going to drive around the neighborhood, show you what you can get, and show you some architecture and styles of homes. So let's get going. All right, we are back, and we are on the number one neighborhood in all of Bluffton, South Carolina, and it is based on the number of transactions. So there were 151 sales in this neighborhood, and no video about Bluffton would be complete without talking about Sun City. Sun City is a 55 plus community, meaning you have to be at least 55 to live in this community, and it is the largest community in all of Bluffton. And the folks who live there have explained it to me. It's like a Disneyland for grown-ups. There's a million things to do in there. I'll just give you an idea. As you can see, it's right over here. So this is Old Town Bluffton over here, and this entire section is Sun City. Now, only this part on the south side that I'm highlighting is in Beaufort County, so considered Bluffton, and on the other side is Jasper County, and that's considered Hardyville, and they're actually developing another area over here. But just to give you an idea, there are 5,000 plus acres in Sun City. There are 2 championship 18-hole golf courses on the south side. Those used to be public. They just changed it to where only the people who live in Sun City have access to those. And there is a what do they call it? Executive golf course over on the north side here. They also have a practice range. They have a chipping area. They have tons and tons of tennis and pickleball center opportunities throughout the community, no matter where you live. They've got 3 different fitness centers with probably $50 to $100 million in facilities there. There's over 100 clubs you can join, so anything you could ever imagine. If you're from Ohio, they have the Ohio Club. If you're a Republican or Democrat, they've got the Republican Democrat Club. If you're into underwater basket weaving, they probably have underwater basket weaving. So whatever you are into, they have a club of people that meet around that thing. They also have bocce ball. They've got croquet, which is really cool because they actually like dress in all white when they go out and play croquet. I think is awesome. They've got a sports complex with their own softball fields, and they've got all kinds of softball teams. So male, female, co-ed, competitive, recreational. And even if you don't play softball, you have to go out there on a Tuesday when it is hot dog day, and there will be golf carts lining all the streets by the softball fields, and everybody's cheering on their favorite softball team. It is really cool. They've got a dog park over there. They have a woodworking shop with their own lumber yard inside with high-end lumber, and I think they said $20 million worth of woodworking equipment. So if you want to get into that, that's a really cool club. They have their own performing arts center, which also shows movies several nights a week. They bring in Vegas acts, they bring in comedians, they bring in magicians. I mean, there is so much to do there. There's fishing out on Lake Somerset. They also have a model sailboat club, which races out at Lake Somerset. And over here, actually, on the right across here, this is the custom home section of Sun City. And these houses are more like $1 million, but they have a dock on the river and you can go out there and fish, and they have a kayak launch area. And it doesn't matter where you live in Sun City, you have access to that as well. They have several restaurants, and they have, I think, 10 Hartrue tennis courts, which is like the clay courts that all the tennis players really like. And literally, I mean, I could go on and on and on. Just rough price points. You've got 500s, you've got 400s, you've got a couple of 300s in here, some 500s. It really depends on what you want. They have some standalone homes over on the north side. They have all your lawn care and everything's included. Down here on the south side, you pay for that. Unless you're in a villa or a townhome. Imagine what all this could cost. You're going to be like, oh, this is probably an arm and a leg, but guess what? It's only $2,352 a year to live in probably one of the coolest active adult communities on the entire East Coast. There's a 1/3% transfer fee plus a $2,500 community enhancement fee. But really, $2,300 a year to live in Sun City, I think, is an absolute steal. So that is our #1 community in all of Bluffton. I hope you enjoyed our top 10 list of Bluffton communities. As always, my name is David Simcox, host of Lowcountry Lifestyles. And if I can help you find your Lowcountry lifestyle, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, and let's get after it.